probably there will be ranges like 100K, 1 million. That's a wide range, obviously, but I still think that range is we can narrow it down a little bit. I've done that before on Twitter. So I'm thinking 250, 1 million is where I expect it to be on average, right? That's not the all-time high or anything. That's the next level that Bitcoin will rotate to with all the action we see on the MicroStrategy, treasury kind of things, and with Trump and National Reserve talks, big investors, ETFs. Yeah, to be honest, I would be surprised if we're not ending somewhere near 250, 1 million.
So there you have it from Plan B. He's saying $250 to $1 million for this cycle. What do you see? Can you see the Bitcoin price going up that high? You be the judge. And we know Bitcoin has been killing the charts, outpacing gold, outpacing real estate. Everything's just melting against Bitcoin. The SPY, Apple, it doesn't matter. Every single thing. JP Morgan, the biggest bank in the world. DJI, the NASDAQ, every single thing. Beloved Tesla, Elon Musk, dollar, the biggest thing. Bitcoin is smashing records. With that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video.
Hey guys, sorry for the quick interruption, but if you're interested in trading MicroStrategy options, any other stock out there, Bitcoin, Solana, or any other crypto out there, you can now do that on Mumu. And if you sign up with our affiliate link, which we pin in the comment section, also in the description below, when you sign up and deposit any amount, you're going to receive up to 20 free stocks, and each one of these stocks could be valued at up to $2,000. So make sure to sign up with Mumu. Go get that free money. Now let's go ahead and get back to the video.
And to piggyback on that, if you guys want some free stuff, we're not going to keep doing this forever. 15 free stocks, each valued to $2,000. So if you get 15 free stocks, and we're in a bull market, a secular bull market, rate cut cycle, business cycle to the upside, crypto's going up, you'll be able to turn that money into more money. It's free. Why not join? Click this link here. And also, if you want to become part of the Bitcoin Bros Club, check us out right here. At the current time of this recording, Bitcoin is just teetering around 100,000, 99.8K at the current time of this recording. So what do we see? What do we anticipate? We drew the lines a little bit different today. You see, we're using this blue line for the Bitcoin price chart. And as you see here, this established the bull flag that we actually broke out of, came back and retested and bounced up to the upside. Have we had the technical target for this bull flag as of now? No, we haven't. So let's just draw this a little bit so we can see the flag pattern a little bit better. You see here's the channel, and then here is the pull from all the way down here to up there. Now, technically you're supposed to pull this up. We'll look at two different targets here. We look at the conservative target and then the bullish target. The conservative target is 150,000. How fast can we get up there? This green line is curling back up. Can we just trade sideways in this channel before this green line comes back up? And can we be in a sideways channel for some time? We don't think so. We think the bull market is going to ramp up sooner rather than later, but this line could start getting steeper. It could start coming up something like this as the price action continues to stair step its way up. So that's the first target. Let's get rid of that few lines drawn. And then if we measure from the retest, the back test, we're looking at $180,000 to $190,000 Bitcoin, 188 to be exact. So that's from this level. Doesn't mean this is the blow off top, but that's a massive move from where we are right now. That would be a price appreciation of an 88% move. Max Kaiser has just updated his Bitcoin price target from 220,000 to $2.2 million. We heard Plan B a second ago. He said 100,000 to 200,000, and if you see Michael Saylor putting a lot of money into Bitcoin with MicroStrategy's playbook, Saylor's speculative attack on the $20 trillion global gold market has a very high probability of success. He's saying Microsoft leveraging the 200 trillion global fixed income market to rug pull gold is happening. So he raised his price target by a 10x. Does he know something that we don't? Plan B's weighing into the MicroStrategy playbook. You just heard his price prediction earlier, but he's talking about Michael Saylor as well. And if you guys have been tuning into this channel, you've seen Michael Saylor going on his Bitcoin campaign over the past 6, 12 months, 24 months. He's been on every major news outlet, doesn't matter, Fox, CNN. He's talking Bitcoin. He's giving decks to companies like Microsoft, trying to pitch them why the Bitcoin strategy makes sense for them. Eventually, the domino is going to tilt, and one of these major players is going to enter in. Could it be the US first? Could it be Microsoft? Could it be Apple, Google, Amazon? Which big player's going to have that first domino drop first? That's going to be the spark that ignites the Bitcoin FOMO race at a global, institutional, nation state, individual, every single level of FOMO. Let's hear from Plan B and get his take on exactly what Michael Saylor is doing with MicroStrategy.
What do you think the final plan is, or the final angle there is for MicroStrategy?
Yeah, I think he talks about that himself, and there's so many angles. We could talk hours about the MicroStrategy case alone, and a couple of things. He was the first. I congratulated Michael when he just did it. When he did his first purchase, I said, "Well, congrats with basically having the first ETF on the market," because he has this vehicle. An exchange-traded company that he filled with Bitcoin, which then essentially becomes an exchange-traded fund avant la lettre. So even before it was allowed for real ETFs, he was doing it, and that alone was like a brilliant move. But then the end game, it's funny if you look at the German Weimar period, the beginning of the 1930, 29, that period, when we had hyperinflation in Germany. There were a lot of losers, but there were some winners. And one of the winners was a guy who had a company who actually borrowed money in that worthless paper Deutschmark, and then bought gold with it, the gold bars and the gold marks. So and essentially, Michael Saylor is doing the same thing. It's really, really interesting what he's doing. And also, what he explained time and time again is, I will never sell my Bitcoin. And I understand that, because especially in a capital gains tax environment, you would rather borrow against the Bitcoin and then wait until Bitcoin goes up, and then roll over that debt with a bigger debt. So you just pay it off and have a bigger debt. And so you indeed never sell the Bitcoin. And that's very interesting thought for also personally people, if they need money. Like, now, take me, for example. I'm all in Bitcoin since, for a long time. And so I have to sell to eat. But I can also borrow against the Bitcoin and eat from the loan, which is wiser, I think, than selling the Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin will catch up, and you just repay the loan with a new loan. So that's very interesting. And another thing, I find it really interesting as an institutional investor, because there is all kinds of arbitrage going on as we speak between the crypto world, the Bitcoin world, and the fiat world. So, and essentially, Michael Saylor is playing this arbitrage superbly, but you can do it yourself as well, right? I mean, if you look at the futures market now, it's not as wild as 2021. For sure it will be, but right now, if you just buy a Bitcoin for, say, what is it, 95,000 or something, 1,000 euros or dollars, you can sell that Bitcoin in the futures market for 1 year later, just for delivery 1 year later, for 105. So that's a $10,000 risk-free, quote unquote, profit, which is a little more than 10%. So, of course, you run the exchange rate risk on the exchanges that they go bust. So you should do it with a CB or something. But if you can borrow money for less than 10%, and Michael Saylor is borrowing money for 0%, then it's just free money. It should not exist in a efficient market world. So no, I understand Michael Saylor, and everybody can do the same thing.
I mean, is the end then that he becomes a Bitcoin bank? He's holding so much of this, we finally get mature institutional level ability to earn yield and loans and all the things you just discussed, and he's just at the center of all of that. I mean, we see obviously BNY Mellon moving into the space. We know State Street and Goldman, they're all coming, right? The largest custodians in the world. That has to be because eventually they want to do all of the things that you just described, right?
Yeah, I think we're going into a very interesting period, a very interesting next year, 5 years, 10 years, where indeed all those things will be offered by normal banks or new banks, maybe MicroStrategy kind of banks. And then even further down the road, there is this end game maybe that the dollar is irrelevant. You will never change anything for dollars. And I don't know how that world would look like, but what's the purpose of exchanging it in dollars, selling it for dollars, or borrowing dollars against the Bitcoin, just because in the economy the US dollar is accepted and not Bitcoin. But what if Bitcoin is accepted?